Hey everyone, I just got back from my trip from China. I managed to forget a few things, so I'm making this video about, what things not to forget and some tips. So let's get right to it. So first of all, when visiting China, if you're going for 10 days or less and you're from the US, you do not have to apply for a visa. But if you go for longer than 10 days, then you have to go through the trouble of actually going down to one of the consulates, like in San Francisco, or pay somebody $300 to do it. So if you're planning on going to China longer than 10 days, you have to plan that well in advance. Otherwise, when you get to the airport, you need to fill out a arrival card, and also you need to fill out the temporary 10-day visa card, which is a smaller card that has a blue edge on it. So when you get to the airport, make sure you pick up both of those, okay? You need two forms to go through the immigration. And of course, you'll need your passport for everything. One little hint that I have here is that if you're going in a big group, it's nice to put your name on your passport so that when you hand your passport to like your tour guide or something, you'll be able to sort them out later, because you will need your passport for lots of admission things. They basically use this like as your electronic ticket now, so you can count on having to scan your passport, like if you're going to take the train or something like that. Now the other thing that's going on in China is that they are confiscating power banks for domestic flights. Now there's a new certification. So they're like this power bank is a certification. There's a new certification called CCC, which is Chinese certification. It's brand new, and unfortunately you cannot buy power banks with the certification on Amazon currently. So definitely they were confiscating power banks if you were taking domestic flight. I was taking international flights, and theoretically that's okay, but they were definitely searching through my bags for power banks. So, but I did buy a power bank in China for like $8 US. But these are kind of hard to find. You have to go to the mall and you have to ask who's got the power banks, because most of the stores there are not electronics oriented. It's mostly like women's clothing in these small booths and in this gigantic shopping mall things where it's almost impossible to find anything. So so that's power. Now, also speaking of power, so the plugs that they use in China are the same as they are in the US, and they also use this kind of plug that has the tilted things, but you should be able to use your standard plugs, except that if you have a 3-prong plug like this, that generally speaking won't work, because their 2-prong doesn't include that, so you need to use one of these adapters at the very least. So that's what I forgot. So make sure to bring along one of these if you have anything that takes 3 prongs, but anything 2 prongs is fine. Now another thing I didn't realize is just how freaking hot it's going to be in China. And the one thing that I wish I had brought along is a small umbrella. Now this is for the rain, but also more for the extremely intense sunlight that you will get in China during when I was visiting, which is in August. So it would, and they also have like these solar kind of silver umbrellas, which are supposed to be really good at deflecting the heat, but bring something for the heat. Now, one thing that I found handy that I brought along was this little personal fan here. So I thought this worked great. It's rechargeable. It lasts a fairly long time, and if you hook it up to a power bank, then it lasts forever. I thought this was more convenient because you really need to be able to blow the air directly at your face. Because I do have like this neck fan here, but that's not that effective if it just kind of blows in the air from the side of your face. And the other thing you need, of course, that I found handy is you'll need water. So either you're going to be carrying a backpack that has water in it, but what I use is I found this on Amazon, which is a foldable water bottle. It's very good for the airport. You just empty it out before you go there, and it has a very strong clip. Most of these types of water bottles have a very weak clip, and it usually just rips out. So that would be my suggestion, but you will need to carry water everywhere you go. Another thing you might want to carry is tissue paper, because when you go to the bathrooms, first of all, they have a lot of them are like squat bathrooms, so it's kind of a hole in the ground, very, very hard to go in it with, without getting your pants on the floor. So like wear shorts or wear tight pants. But the thing is that a lot of the times they won't have toilet paper, or they'll have toilet paper on the outside. So they'll have like a roll, you pull it out from the middle. So before you go to the potty, make sure that you find some toilet paper, otherwise you might be scrounging up some leftovers toilet paper in desperation. So don't let that happen. Another thing is that, so in China, you really want to make sure to bring along any kind of internal digestion medications. You want to bring stuff for diarrhea, you want to bring stuff for constipation, you want to bring whatever's favorite thing you have for upset stomach, because all of those things tended to happen to just about everyone in our group. I don't think we in particular actually got, say, food poisoning, but it's just all the dehydration, all the different foods, all the overeating. That's it. Another thing you might want to bring along is, say, airborne. So if you get a tingle in your throat, you can have something to try and bat that down with. So, you can put all your medications in something like this. Another thing that I found unusual is how difficult it is to actually find souvenirs. Like this thing says, the Great Wall, Beijing. Very hard to find something that has the name and in English. So very hard to find souvenirs which are specific to the location, have English names, and you have to barter for everything. So pretty much you just start at some low price, and then you walk away, and then they offer you something else, and then you walk away, and you keep on walking away until they give you a really ridiculously low price. It's the only thing I can say. Another thing that I do when I travel, what I did find handy this trip, is always bring along some emergency food. So I had a pack of like 6 of these, and that really helped out when I was we're in the middle of a tour and we can't stop to eat, and so I can always do that to keep me going. Another thing is that in addition to, if you're not bringing along the umbrella, you might want to bring along a rain poncho. This is like ultra small poncho here, and I think that's about it. So that was my trip. Those were the things I forgot. So don't you forget them as well.